I am Derek Mercer, CEO of Tradeify, and you're here to learn all about personality.
Yes.
Right? And is it science?
Yes.
Or is it bullshit? What we have to bring you is real science, not just a bunch of baloney to tell you what character you are on a TV show. We're going to show you really what your users look like in a very amazing way, and I think you're going to find it both fun and interactive and something your users would want to do, and also very insightful from your standpoint on what you can learn about your user community. Because you guys just met me, and if I've just landed on your website, what do you know about me?
Nothing.
Nothing. You know, I just landed on your website. You might could follow the link that I came to and how I landed there, or what marketing campaign I hit to get the landing page, but you really don't know me at all. So you can ask me a lot of questions, and eventually you ask me too many, and I'm going to stop answering them, and I'm going to be feeling like you're prying into me. But a lot of people do like to look at pictures, which is very interesting, and so I'm going to walk you through the whole idea of gathering somebody's personality in a very simple way, and then being able to act on that data to be able to create stronger engagements and even give better recommendations. So I think you're going to like it a lot, and you're going to actually get to play around with it as well. But I'm going to be brief. I'm going to kind of just run through it real quick and show you what it all looks like. But doesn't everybody have a personality? Who has a personality in this room? Yeah, everybody has it. You don't really wear it. You don't really show it off. But once you start interacting with somebody, you reveal it. And psychologists are really good at, and I feel like since I've been on the team here, focusing nothing on but personality, I've really learned a lot about gathering that. So what is Tradeify? What do we mean? Well, assessment is a little scary. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to say we're going to go through a couple of pictures, and we're going to assess based on a me or not me click up here on the screen. You're going to assess what that means as we get through a series of images. Sometimes it's only 10 or 12 images. Sometimes it could be as many as 80 images. But based on that, we're going to be able to determine your personality type and your personality traits, up to about 150 traits. There's a lot of traits in there that we're measuring. We've got a psychology team of 6 that has worked on this for 3+ years on identifying what makes this work so that you can get it executed across your site any way you want to. So the fun part is I've taken some examples of saying, you know, there's career websites out there. How could they possibly embed it in their system? With an API, it makes it very simple. So you take Career Builder, there's 3 steps at which you register as a person looking for a job. You can make the 3rd step personality. Click right through this. You now gain a lot of knowledge about a user and what career they should pursue, or what their personality type is for a job they might want to get. They might be more of a planner, they might be more of an analyzer, an action taker, inventor. You can know that about them, and you can drill down into that. As the site owner, you could actually sell that data, so employers have to unlock it and pay a fee to get access to it, or you can let it be revealed and have it part of a membership fee. We don't really care how you do it. We want you to be in charge of how you're going to implement a system like this on your screen. You take a site like Orbitz. You know, whatever deal they have, they feel like that's the deal for you. They don't know anything else about you, but since they have a special and they can make a 20% markup versus a 5% markup, they're going to offer you this deal. Now, it's just random chance that it actually hits you, and they market to everybody. If they could market more specifically to your adventurous people versus another personality type or people with certain traits, they could actually get better adoptions and sell more of the packages that they're looking to sell. That's what you can gain by something like this. You take a site like Zeus, a dating site, very popular sites. A lot of it's based on looks. If one more thing you could reveal about somebody is a little bit about their personality from them clicking through and identifying me or not me, you could know that they're this type of personality or that type of personality. You could build a really great dating app that could reveal somebody's personality. Zeus, for instance, has different ways that they monetize their website. They make money actually doing what they do, which is kind of odd in the world of the internet, but they make money providing a dating site. So you buy coins. So they could actually reveal who you are. You could have somebody else be able to reveal who you are. Or you could actually take the idea of compatibility. You could charge people to see what your compatibility with somebody else is based on your personality type. Or you can include in your bigger algorithm of how you do your matches. Personality could become another component for how you put together matches. Very neat ways to see how you could actually integrate the system with it. Once again, I can't help but show the beauty of the slide deck. It's like looking at a lot of great pictures. I find that everybody clicks me on this one. I don't know if they're really spontaneous or not, or they really just like that picture. Joining a club. The second piece of what you get after somebody goes through the deck is this is a simple widget we built in JavaScript that you can make use of. You don't have to use it, but you can actually see how it was built and so how we actually interact with our own API to see detective, noble, team player, intellectual, berserker, innovator, and lone wolf, where they rate on each personality type. And if you drill down into each one of these, I'm sorry, thought I was going to drill down. This is actually for the career: analyzer, planner, visionary, inventor, action taker, mentor, naturalist. You can see where everybody scores on it. If you drill down into any one of these, like the first one I had, if I'm a noble superhero type, I'm Captain America, that's who I am. If I drill down in there, I can look at attuned, caring, stable, inhibited, empathic, regulated, all the traits that make up that personality type. I can see the scores all the way down to that detail. These are real personality traits that have a definition, that have compatibilities and have incompatibilities that you can use to create stronger recommendations and create stronger engagement. Once again, we look at the career side, we drill down. We go a little bit deeper on the career side. Lots of different traits that are measured underneath action taker. Solitary all the way down to rigid. A lot of complexity, a lot of details, all from looking at pictures. Me and not me in pictures. So some of the unique ways to make use of our system and find out who people are, we have the general, the true character of who you are. We have the relationship, careers, integrity, perseverance, introversion, extroversion, learning style, teaching styles. We're coming out with new ones all the time, so you stay engaged and in touch, and you'll see maybe something else that matches with you or build one that you like. So what do these things mean? Well, in my true character, if I'm adventurous, action-oriented, captures your boundless energy to tackle the next mountain. I would probably show up in that category a little bit. I have lots of energy. You look at the other side of it, thoughtful, down here at the other end. You're confident, self-aware, and have a reflective nature. These are just the brief. We actually have long descriptions to help you give a good understanding of what this is. And we also have uses of, what does this mean when somebody means this, when it involves this case, or this case. A lot of psychology data for you to make use of in there. Career personality, I kind of went through. Relationships. Looking at this list, everybody know where they stand? Are you wholehearted, warm-hearted, true-hearted? What does all this mean? Warm-hearted. I'm loving, capable of creating an emotionally intimate long-term relationship. Girls, they're looking for all the guys to be this one. Right? You want a warm-hearted man. What you really find out is you got this guy. Intense, variable, and passionate. So it's good to know on the front end who you're dealing with or what you're working with. And of course, all of them have different definitions. But why does this matter? Why, right? Well, you get sharing, personalization, engagement, as I've said. You can make recommendations, and you can also do matching. All of these things are very important when you're building a website and you want to create that type of engagement and that type of user. So how do you make use of this? If it's an API, it's not a site you land on. Well, the simple example is I showed you this slider before. When you actually make an API request of a GET to that with your assessment ID, which is which type of deck you want to use really, it just gives you back in JSON format what that deck should look like. So it'll randomize the deck every time for you, so you'll get a random list. You'll be able to see everything for the caption that goes along the top to what size images, whether you're dealing with a retina, landscape, or mobile device, so you can actually optimize the image you want to display. And it just, this of course isn't the whole JSON for 14 slides, but you get the idea. You look at the code to make this happen. If you want to make use of our JavaScript, simply include the two libraries, the one for the basic API interaction, one for that slide deck. Secondly, give it a div. Put it wherever you want it. Third, set that ID, then initialize the function. Next, if you want to actually size that widget to be any size you want, just set a width on it, put it where you want it. You can fit it in a bar, you can fit it in a big screen. You can set no width and it'll automatically resize for you. So we made it as simple as we possibly can. Same with results. If you go to developer.tradeify.com, you can sign up, get an API key, you can start playing around with it. As many calls, as many interactions as you want on our test environment. We give you lots of fun ways to interact with the system. Explore it, get to know it. Have your friends take it, have your colleagues take it. Just get to know and feel this system because it's not like something you've ever experienced before. And you'll start going, wow, this thing is accurate. It is very good. We've got a validation study on our career deck. We're working on the validations for the rest of the decks in the system, and they should be done in the next 30 to 45 days. So these decks work. They give you real insight into people's personality. And from what you can find out there on the site, we show you all the different ways to interact with our system, not just JavaScript. Yes, sir?
So the users that come to our website have to actually go through the deck or a deck and answer each of the ideas presented?
So the question is will each user that comes to your site have to go through the assessment? So yes, if you want them to interact, if you want to understand their personality, whether it's in the registration or whether it's somewhere else in your site, you need to display the deck, let them go through it. And so you can make use of one or several of the decks we have or assessments we have. Does that answer that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't fill things out. A lot of people don't. Those are the people that I'm most curious about. There's some way to assign the qualities that you're describing, based off of the different traits, to various content items, and then be able to string all of those things together and be able to register
That could be the future of it, and there are some APIs that are trying to read your Facebook, read your LinkedIn, read your social profile, and automatically give you a pseudo personality based on that information. What we're trying to do is give you a simple visual format, not a questionnaire, not something for you to go through and try to analyze you and feel like somebody's probing you, but look at pictures. Well, we've implemented this in colleges where you go to the Career Center, maybe a handful of people end up interacting with whatever assessment gets provided in a Career Center. Only a handful, maybe 100. When we've implemented this in schools like University of Georgia, University of Maryland, they get thousands of the kids to go through the process because it is a good, fun experience. You get 100% of the people that come in through orientation to sit in there with their mobile phones and do the assessment. Because one, you get something out of it. You find out something about yourself that you kind of thought you knew, but you find out something real, and it kind of feels good to know that. It didn't take much. I mean, when you really time yourself going through it, it'll probably take you 2 minutes, 3 minutes max to go through any one of these. Doesn't take very long at all. Yes, sir?
So if I do the assessment, I will get a result of my personality?
Yes. And that's from you, the developer or the company owner that's using our API. You can decide to display that results to the user in whatever format you like. You could just tell them the type that they are and maybe give them a definition, or you could actually display it like we do in a widget where you show them everything. I mean, it's up to you and how you want to make that. One last thing too on that is giving somebody an incentive to fill it out. I mean, if you're paying 50 cents to have somebody take this assessment, which normally costs $10 to $100 out on the internet to get a personality type, if you're paying 50 cents, for somebody to take this, that's not much of an investment to learn all of this about somebody. So if you were to give them points or something on your site that gets them something to give you something, everything in life works that way. You get a better result. Do you have another question?
Yeah, I was thinking to use it like a survey on our current customers to get a personas of.
Yes.
Do you have any persona features or?
Well, the persona is really the general character. If you come by the booth, it just gives you your character, just who you are in character, not related to careers, not related to relationships, just your general characteristics of who you are. Yeah, we have one just for that. So just kind of running through here, I think you'll see the most when you go to developer.tradeify.com and you sign up. But what I wanted to make it clear is it's an API, it's very interactive, it's very simple. We've got a Ruby library, we've got a PHP library, .NET library, Java library. What else am I missing? Node.js library. Of course, you've seen a lot of the JavaScript. But we're going to be adding to it. We're going to be adding OS X and Android as well out there so you can make use of it. But it's documented. It's going to get more and more documented. We've looked at how Stripe makes their documentation available. We've looked at how Twilio makes their documentation. We want to make sure the community we're building around personality can consume this API very easily. So I didn't want to take up much of your time, but I wanted to make sure you got a chance to see what you could do, what the possibilities are on creating an interactive site to gain great knowledge that's never been able to be gotten before. And so you can check us out on GitHub, github.com/Tradeify. You can see the libraries, you can subscribe, you can keep an eye on us on what we're doing. Lastly, my coolest slide, I thought. Made it in the format of a API request. Get, world's first personality platform. Return in JSON, share, personalize, engage, recommend, and match. Do y'all love it? All right, well, that's it. Well, come by. We'll be out here all week, cracking jokes and having fun, making sure you learn everything you can about personality. We'd love to talk to you more. And feel free to come. I'll hang around for a little while and answer any questions you have. Okay? Thank y'all.